Hi guys, and welcome back to Nub's Backyard Survival. Today I'm gonna be talking about some nylon cord. I got this at EMS, but first it's just a basic cord, nylon cord. Gives you some of the specs, which they got ripped off because I went hiking with this. And it says utility only, but it's still 300-pound test. But basically it means you wouldn't go rock climbing with this, but you know, it's gonna hold your tarp down without snapping. Now I'm gonna show you what's in this. So basically, you have the outer casing. I've already taken the liberty of chopping some off. You have the outer casing, which is basically just a shell of braided thread, and then the inner core, which is the tough nylon strands. Now, this core and this braiding doesn't look that much different. I've seen a 180-pound test core that looks just like this. But the thing is, if you can see, when I was cutting through this with my scissors, it's a lot harder because I've seen people that are reviewing cord just cut through their cord in a second with scissors, and mine's pretty tough. The braiding's a little thicker and a little tighter, so I think that's one of the contributing factors for the 300-pound test, which is great, so I can safely lift myself on this stuff. But still, you have to account for extra tension. Maybe you jump and it puts extra strain on the rope. All I'm saying is it's not cheapo rope. I got some twine and it frays and just pulls apart. It's kind of funny, but you get a lot of it for like 2 cents. But anyway, so how this works is these are actually braided together. Sometimes they'll be separate strands, but these are kind of braided into one strand. Now the 550 cord is like, one strand is like half of this strand. One strand's half of this strand. And there's 7 strands. So that's like having 14 of these. Did I do the math right? Yeah, I think I did. Yeah, I did. Okay. No, I didn't. No. Screwed up. Yeah, forget that. So basically, one strand is almost like having half the thickness of this in 550 cord. That's what makes it so powerful. 14 half, yep. So 7 holes, okay. Yep. That's what makes it so powerful, because it has thicker nylon strands and lots of them. But it is bulkier. And this stuff, it might be a little thick. I mean, it can fit through a lot of key rings. But basically that's a look at cord in general, and you can pick this up at EMS. What I would recommend doing to the spool, if you're gonna keep it in here, kind of notch in here. That's kind of like a V notch, a small one just for the thing, so you can pop it in and then you pull it down in the smaller end of the V. Well, tension hold it, and that will help a lot. Or you can just tape it down. And then on a side note, if you ever needed to, like, I'm not breaking this. I mean, it looks so thin, but with the materials these days, it doesn't really matter. Everything's deceiving. Stuff is hard. And you can, if you want to figure out, it's about the number of strands you cut the core into. It's basically like, say, even though these aren't even strands, theoretically, this is going to be 1/3 the breaking strength, so this might be 100. But you have to count in, it doesn't have the braiding, so it's, if these were all even thickness, this would be 1/3 of the core, all of these would be 1/3 of the core, so 1/3 is 100 pounds, so you could estimate this is about lower than 100 pounds without the core. Now, if you wanted to go extreme and test the core, I mean the casing, the braiding, the outside cover, if you want to test its breaking strength alone, that would help you a lot. But basically, point is, these things alone are pretty strong, and you can keep breaking them down until eventually they're just going to be one tiny cord. Now, you could always use this for sewing, but I prefer just to bring a separate sewing kit because it's 10 times easier. But see, that's like one really thin strand, so it's kind of cool just to look inside it. Okay. Okay, next thing I want to talk about real quick is, I don't know if I showed this already. A long time ago, I took my wood burner and went in my basement and just did this. So it's kind of like a piece of molding with a burnt tip because I went all pyro on it. Yeah, that wasn't from the wood burner. Ooh. But yeah, so that's just kind of cool. I like it a lot, especially my apostrophe. I like it. Just thought I'd show it. Upcoming videos. Coin machine. Cause I'm making major dough off that thing. UAV light, ultraviolet light, you know, a lighting system I have. Maybe some red dots. Maybe right on that. Focus. Oh my god, I have crappy fine motor skills that everything shakes. That was my fish hook sharpener. And I'm currently making a stand for my camera. Because I've either been putting it just flat down on the ground like this, or I've been using hockey pucks, all types of odd contraptions. So, adios amigos.